In the heart of a forgotten town stood an old mansion, shrouded in mystery and chilling whispers. For decades, no one dared to step inside, not after the last owner, an eccentric writer named Victor Henshaw, vanished without a trace. Some claimed he had gone mad, others whispered that the house had claimed him. One fateful evening, Ethan Carter, a young journalist fascinated by unsolved mysteries, decided to spend a night in the mansion. His goal was simple: to debunk the myths surrounding the house. Armed with a flashlight, a notebook, and a voice recorder, he stepped through the rusted iron gates, feeling the weight of history press upon him. His breath quickened, a mix of fear and excitement coursing through his veins. The air inside was thick with dust and decay. The floorboards groaned under his weight, and the flickering light from his flashlight cast long, eerie shadows against the peeling wallpaper. His fingers trembled as he set up his recorder on an antique wooden table and began documenting his findings. The house is old but structurally sound, no sign of any supernatural presence yet, he muttered into the recorder, his voice betraying his nervousness. But the moment the words left his lips, a chilling gust of wind blew through the room, extinguishing his candle. His heartbeat thundered in his ears, and he felt an overwhelming sense of dread creep into his bones. Ethan's heart pounded. He relit the candle with shaking hands and pressed forward, venturing deeper into the house. As he ascended the grand staircase, the whispers began. At first they were faint, like the rustling of leaves, but soon they grew louder, urgent, pleading. "Turn back! Leave now! He watches! He waits!" Ethan spun around, his flashlight trembling in his grip. "Who's there?" he called out, his voice shaking. Silence answered him, yet he could feel an unseen presence lingering in the air, watching, waiting. Determined, he entered what appeared to be Victor Henshaw's study. Books lay scattered on the floor, pages torn as if in a frenzied search for something. On the desk sat an old, leather-bound journal. Ethan hesitated before opening it, his palms sweating. Inside, he found the final, frantic writings of the missing writer. "The shadows whisper to me. They grow bolder each night. I see them now, lurking in the corners, watching. They hunger. I must not listen. I must not answer." A sudden knock on the door made Ethan jump. He turned, but there was no one there. The whispers resumed, this time clearer, almost human. His breath hitched, his throat tightening as cold sweat trickled down his neck. "He is here! You should not be!" Cold sweat dripped down Ethan's spine. He stepped backward, his eyes darting around the room. The shadows in the corners seemed to shift, writhing as if alive. And then he saw it. A figure stood at the edge of the dim candlelight. Its form was indistinct, but its hollow eyes glowed with an unnatural light. A sickening dread gripped Ethan's chest, his breath coming in short, ragged gasps. It raised a hand, bony fingers pointing directly at him. Ethan bolted. He ran down the stairs, but the house had changed. The hallways twisted impossibly. Doors that once led to the exit now opened into endless corridors. The whispers turned into screams. His pulse pounded in his ears, his legs weak with terror. "You cannot leave! He will not let you!" Gasping for breath, Ethan stumbled into the parlor and slammed the door shut behind him. His flashlight flickered, revealing something scrawled on the walls in what looked like dried blood. "Do not speak to the shadows. They will hear. They will follow." A slow creak made him turn his head. The figure was there, inches away. A grotesque smile spread across its face as it whispered in Victor Henshaw's voice. "You listened. Now you are his." Darkness engulfed Ethan as the whispers consumed him, his screams lost in the abyss. The next morning, the mansion stood silent once more. But if one listened closely, they could hear a new voice among the whispers, Ethan's, warning the next unfortunate soul who dared to enter.